So stacking up cash, I believe, is principle number one. Principle number two is knowing your TCODB. Now, if someone says, what in the crap is that? What would you tell them?
Say, well, this is how much money it takes me to operate, stay in business.
Fairly weak answer, but Brian will take that for right now. I'm sure Chris Gerber can step up to the plate and explain that better.
No, because that was my answer. So just as weak.
Yeah. So we're not getting into fine details of how that's calculated, but a principle knowing how much does it take to create a business that's healthy. And in our business, a lot of auto repair shops are not healthy financially.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
I think that's a Zoom meeting all in its own.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And we're going to come back to each one of these principles in the next couple of months. But the point I want to cover is that if you know how much cash you need, you know what your TCODB is, that's some big pieces of the pie, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
That tells me you understand your numbers and you've taken time to financially become knowledgeable. TCODB doesn't usually fluctuate a lot, does it?
Not on an annualized basis. Monthly?
No,
yes.
doesn't at all.
Annualized? No.
No, unless you're expanding or you're adding debt pieces or you're building the business, right? And your TCODB can move around. Now here's the dumbest thing I ever said by a shop owner. And y'all have heard me tell the story. He said, I had a celebration. My note on my building was $8,000. I no longer have to pay that $8,000, so I'm going to lower my prices to my customers.
Yeah.
It was Thanksgiving when he said it.
I threw him out of class. I literally asked him to leave the building if he thought that was the way to run a business. I couldn't take it. I just couldn't take stupidity. So where should that $8,000 a month he's been paying for 20 years go?
Into his retirement.
Yeah, into his coffers, right? Those are his. That's his money.
Into his reserves.
Yeah, stack it up, dude. Wow. Boy, is that financially dumb? Truthfully, it is. So knowing your TCODB and being realistic in those numbers and understanding what your profitability is, reasonable profitability. If you run the TCODB too tall and too high, you really discourage everybody, don't you? So there is a formula built into the budget sheet to get you to that number. It's reasonable. So questions, comments, or thoughts that we can add to this on the TCODB side?
No questions, comments, or thoughts, but I sure hope you dig way deep into the TCODB because that's really where a lot of us go sideways, sir.
Yeah, we need to know, and then we need to break it down by day, don't we? And then we look at our scorecard on a daily basis and see how we're doing. We look at it on a weekly basis. Just like a football game, if you and, your son went to the Bears to play, but they had no scorecard or scoreboard, what would it be like? It wouldn't be any fun, would it? Oh, well, I'm tired. I'm done, man. I'm quitting. The game's over. Don't even know when it's over. Don't know when it starts. You don't even know what the score is.